Welcome to Housing TV News. Glad to have you join us on Business News. I am Yemina Bagudu. Here are the top stories. Boeing proposes 25% pay increase to a VAT strike. Nigeria and Taiwan strengthen ties through manufacturing investments. Stanbic IBTC records over 100 billion naira profit in first half of 2024. Labour leaders blame outdated laws for rise in casualization. 15 naira levy on digital transfer sparks concerns among economists. On stock market, Nigerian stock market losses 83 billion naira amid sell-offs. Now the news in detail. Boeing has offered its workforce a 25% pay raise over the next 4 years in a move aimed at preventing a strike that could halt production lines. The International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, representing over 30,000 employees, has endorsed the deal, calling it the best they've ever negotiated. Boeing workers in Seattle and Portland will cast their votes on the offer, with a potential strike still on the table if 2/3 of union members reject the proposal. If ratified, the agreement will mark the first comprehensive labor deal between Boeing and the unions in 16 years. In addition to wage increases, the contract promises enhanced health care and retirement benefits, as well as more employee input on safety issues. Boeing is also committed to building its next commercial aircraft in the Seattle area, further securing jobs for the region's workforce. Taiwanese and Nigerian businesses are being encouraged to collaborate on bolstering manufacturing investment and expanding trade. At the Taiwan Technology Day in Lagos, James Huang, chairman of Taiwan External Trade Development Council, emphasized the benefits of cooperation in fields like technology, petrochemicals, and green energy. He believes this partnership has the potential to significantly boost the economies of both nations. Huang highlighted Taiwan's growing interest in Nigeria, revealing that Taiwanese businesses are exploring the possibility of setting up manufacturing plants in the country. He noted that addressing Nigeria's electricity issues remains crucial, but discussions are underway to tackle these challenges and create more opportunities for investment. Nigerian officials echoed the sentiment, underscoring the potential for enhanced trade relations. Local initiatives such as the Dangote Oil Refinery were presented as examples of successful collaboration that could attract more foreign investment from Taiwan. Now, two of the UK's largest unions are expressing opposition to the government's decision to cut winter fuel payments for millions of pensioners. UNITE and the Public and Commercial Services Union have voiced strong criticism of the move, addressing pressure on Prime Minister Keir Starmer ahead of a preliminary vote. The plan would reduce payments previously ranging from £200 to £300 to only those on low incomes, excluding millions of pensioners. Union leaders argue that the government's focus on fiscal challenges disproportionately affects vulnerable citizens, while wealthier individuals remain unaffected. They suggest alternative solutions such as a wealth tax to help cover the country's financial shortfall. Labour MPs are divided over the policy, with some urging the government to reconsider the cuts. Councillor Rachel Rivers has defended the decision, describing it as a necessary step to address the £22 billion deficit in public finances. However, union leaders warn that further cuts could lead to widespread dissatisfaction and potential industrial actions. Now, Stanbic IBTC Holdings PLC posted a profit of 116 billion naira after tax, marking a 71% increase from the 67 billion naira recorded in the same period last year. The growth was attributed to a significant rise in net interest income, which surged by 54% to 174 billion naira, driven by a sharp increase in interest income. The bank also reported a 91% hike in interest expenses totaling 71 billion naira due to higher borrowing costs. Non-interest revenue rose by 31%, contributing to the overall revenue boost, while the bank's impairment losses on financial assets grew dramatically by 344%. Operating expenses also climbed by 58%, reflecting increased staff costs and operational expenditures. FMBN Holdings PLC has sold its 100% stake in FMBN Quest Merchant Bank Limited to EverQuest Acquisition LLP, a consortium comprising Custodian Investments PLC, Allion Investments and Evercorp Industries. The sale followed a competitive bidding process and the transaction is pending regulatory approval. This divestment aligns with FMBN Holdings' strategic goal of optimizing its portfolio for greater growth within the group. FMBN Quest Merchant Bank, the asset merchant and merchant banking arm of FMBN Holdings, has been a key player in the financial sector, contributing significantly to the group's performance. The company's gross earnings from 2023 rose by 43% year-on-year to 35 billion naira. FMBN Holdings emphasized that the sale of FMBN Quest was in line with its broader strategy to streamline operations and enhance overall focus on core areas. Now, labor leaders have voiced concerns that outdated labor laws are fueling the rise of casualization and precarious working conditions in Nigeria. They point to delays in transmitting reviewed labor laws to the National Assembly, which has left many workers vulnerable to exploitation and job insecurity. According to Chris Onyeka of the Nigerian Labour Congress, the gaps in the legal framework have allowed employees to hire and terminate workers as casual employees every 90 days, denying them benefits of promotions. He emphasized that casualization strips workers of their dignity and allows employers to treat them as disposable commodities. Benga Komolafe, General Secretary of the Federation of Informal Workers Organization, echoed these concerns, stating that over 93% of workers in the oil and gas sector were casual employees. He called for stronger enforcement of existing labor regulations to protect workers from exploitation and ensure stable employment conditions. Let's take a break here. We'll be back shortly with more updates.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.
Welcome back. It's still business news on Housing TV Africa. Now, the Senate has postponed its planned public hearing on the alleged economic sabotage in Nigeria's petroleum industry. The hearing, initially scheduled for September 10 to 12, 2024, has been delayed to allow for more comprehensive consultations with key stakeholders. Now, this includes the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, officials from the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, and other industry regulators. According to Senator Okpeyemi Bamidele, chairman of the Senate's Ad Hoc Committee on Petroleum Industry Investigations, the postponement will ensure that broader input is gathered for a more thorough investigation. The committee's mandate includes probing billions spent on refinery maintenance and uncovering overpayments to transporters, as well as the importation of substandard petroleum products. Bamidele assured stakeholders that a new date will be communicated soon, explaining that the decision to delay the hearing was made in the best interest of the nation. He emphasized that wider consultations are essential for reaching comprehensive solutions to the challenges facing the petroleum sector. Now, Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has signed two significant memoranda of understanding with the China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation and the China Geoengineering Corporation Overseas Construction Group. These agreements, formalized during Wike's visit to Beijing with President Bola Tinubu, aim to improve street lighting in the FCT and enhance water supply in rural areas. According to a statement from the FCT Minister's Office, the projects are slated to completion by the FCT's 50th anniversary. The initiatives include illuminating major areas such as Maitama, Asokoro and Wuse, with ongoing progress on the Greater Abuja Water Works project expected to wrap up by December. Wike highlighted the alignment of these projects with President Tinubu's vision to modernize Abuja and address rural needs. Now, the federal government has unveiled a $1 billion, approximately 1.6 trillion naira, iron ore to steel project in Kogi State, hailed as a major advancement in local mineral processing. This initiative, a joint venture between Nigerians Chat and Capstone Integrated Limited and China's Sinoma He, represents a significant shift from raw mineral exports to local value addition. At a recent meeting in Beijing, Minister of Solid Minerals Oladele Alake lauded the project as a pivotal development in the sector. The new policy mandates that mining license applicants include plans for local processing, a move expected to enhance Nigeria's trade balance and reduce its debt burden. Chief Abel Idijala of Chat and Capstone praised the streamlined licensing process, while Sinoma, his vice manager, Hao Enchai, affirmed the company's readiness to start the project. The collaboration aims to integrate iron ore mining with steel production, supporting Nigeria's industrial growth. The project is anticipated to create significant economic benefits, including job creation and improved foreign exchange earnings. Mrs. Violet Olainton, president of the Ocean Ambassadors Foundation, has criticized the federal government's 16-year concession of the Tinkan Island water system to Sandust Tinkan Water Project Limited, valued at 11 billion naira. She argued that the government's lack of knowledge about the ship chandelier sector led to mismanagement of the concession. The Nigerian Port Authority recently handed over the water system to Sandust, which will spend 1 year rehabilitating the facility before the agreement begins in September 2025. NPA officials explained that the concession was necessary due to the long-standing neglect of the water treatment plant at Nigerian ports. Olaitan, a former National Publicity Secretary of the Ship Chandeliers Association, lamented that the government does not fully understand the potential of the chandelier sector. She stressed that in more developed economies, chandlers handle the supply of essential goods to vessels, including water, and called for more informed approach to such concession. Lapo Microfinance Bank has announced the appointment of Joshua Etopindiong as a non-executive director, bringing over 35 years of expertise in finance, insurance, and risk management to the bank. Etopindiong will chair both the Board Credit Committee and the Board Risk Management Committee, guiding the bank's strategic direction. Etopindiong, a seasoned financial strategist, is a fellow of multiple professional bodies, including the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria and the Nigerian Institute of Management. His extensive career includes leadership roles at the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation and Afex Bank PLC. Lapo MFB's Director of Marketing, Oluremi Akande, welcomed Etopindiong's appointment, noting that his expertise will greatly benefit the bank's ongoing mission to support low-income households and small businesses through microfinance services. The federal government's decision to impose a 50 naira electronic money transfer levy on transactions of 10,000 naira and above has sparked warnings from economists. Critics argue that the levy, which will impact transactions through fintech companies such as OPay and MoneyPoint, could discourage digital transactions and harm the fintech sector. Economist Marcel Okeke expressed concerns that the new levy might stifle innovation and hinder the growth of digital financial services, which are crucial for increasing financial inclusion in Nigeria. Elias Aliyu, another economist, described the measure as a desperate move, suggesting that it might exacerbate the economic challenges facing many Nigerians. The levy, set to take effect on September 9, 2024, has drawn criticism for potentially undermining the benefits of cashless transactions, which has been growing rapidly. The Senate clerk of the National Association of Nigerian Students has also opposed the policy, arguing it places an additional burden on students and ordinary citizens who rely on fintech services for essential financial needs. The Nigerian stock market experienced a decline of 83 billion naira last week, with both the all-share index and market capitalization falling by 0.15% due to significant sell-offs in major stocks. The ASI concluded the week at 96,433.53 points, while the market capitalization settled at 55,390 billion naira. Despite the overall downward trend, the NGX Oil and Gas Index showed resilience with a 1.52% increase. Trading activity saw a reduction with 2.14 billion shares worth 51.22 billion naira exchanged in 55,603 deals, compared to the previous week's 2.82 billion shares valued at 53.48 billion naira across 50,488 deals. The financial services sector led in trading volume, contributing 57.40% of the total turnover, while the oil and gas industry and the service sector followed. Notably, the top three equities by volume, Access Holdings PLC, Owando PLC, and Zenith Bank PLC, represented a significant portion of the market's activity. The week ended with improved trading figures on Friday, showing a total of 392.509 million shares traded for 12.24 billion naira. That's the much we can take on business news on Housing TV Africa, but before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. Boeing proposes 25% pay increase to a VAT strike. Nigeria and Taiwan strengthen ties through manufacturing investments. Stanbic IBTC records over 100 billion naira profits in first half of 2024. Labor leaders blame outdated laws for rise in casualization. 50 levy on digital transfer sparks concerns among economists. In stock market, Nigerian stock market losses 83 billion naira amid sell-offs. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube and follow Housing TV on all social media platforms. Do remember to download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and Apple Store. I am Yemuna Bagudu. Thanks for watching.